Well, well, well. Things ain't looking too good for poor, empty shelves Joe. Wazang-a-lang, and salutations, my lovely little lunatics. It's me, your friendly internet psychopath Insanity, here with my co-host Bob.
Hello.
And today, we're talking about boiled-brained Biden empty shelves Joe, the former vice president, who calls his vice president, Ah,
Yeah, things aren't looking good for old Joe.
no, they're not. It's one of those things where I do feel bad for the guy because he's obviously a broken individual, but they needed someone to go against Trump and nobody else. That's the whole thing. Biden literally was elected because Trump was unelected. He didn't have there was no reason. Like, literally, what did he run on? Did he have any charisma or anything? No, he just kind of showed up and won the most well-done elections of all time.
Yeah, isn't he the most voted for president of all time?
Yes! And yet at the same time, we'll look at his approval rating at this point. But anyway, before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe for more insane news. Also follow us on Locals,
Rumble,
Minds,
Bastion,
and Getter. Anywho, also, and if you feel like throwing a few dollary dues at us, then hit up our PayPal or Bitcoin or Ethereum, which is all down in the description below. But anywho, let's just jump in, because once again, we got a number of articles. And here we are. Let's see how old Joe is faring.
not well.
Not well at all. Wha-bam! From the Daily Mail. Frustrated shoppers share photos of bare aisles in stores across the country. And hashtag empty shelves Joe trends on Twitter as the Biden administration's response to the supply chain crisis is slammed as too little too late.
Well, we have to focus on all the mandates first. We gotta make sure you fall in line. And then we'll do the job that's far more important.
Yeah, then we'll deal with it. There's, once again, as you can already, is another thing, it's like Omicron's kind of, already kind of gone away.
Yeah. But as you all, come on. They were able to maybe do something around Christmas.
They just postponed it by not firing everyone.
Oh yeah, that would have been hilarious and horrible.
Yep, good thing. This is why, as Tim Pool said, you want something? Best buy it now. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. At this point, you may as well spend kind of the money you got, because it's not like it's going to be worth more as they spend more. Anyways, continuing on. Social media users are posting photos of sparsely stocked stores with a hashtag blaming Biden, as they should. Problems in complex global supply chains created by the pandemic have caused significant disruption. On Thursday, the hashtag empty shelves Joe was trending, being seized upon by critics of the president. Conservatives are already labeling Biden the Grinch who stole Christmas, accusing him of mismanagement. Well, he did mismanage a lot of stuff. Also, there was Buttgig, who went on maternity leave for months.
It was funny because at this point in time, honestly, I think more people just didn't know he even had the job.
Yeah, how terrible are you at your job when you disappear and no one remembers you were even supposed to be there? Continuing on. Oh, once again, he went on maternity leave with his husband. It's not as if, the husband could have helped take care of the baby, but, you know. Continuing on. Biden on Wednesday announced the Port of Los Angeles, the largest in North America, would work 24 hours. You gonna pay those people more? You gonna force them to get the jab?
At this point, seeing as there's no chance he wins in 2024, maybe.
Maybe. His chief of staff, Ron Klain, angered some by saying that inflation and shortages were high-class problems. Yeah, you go to the store right now, try to buy beef. You go to the gas station, look at gas prices. You try to buy PC, computer, electronics, anything. Hell, go look at the used car market. Go try to buy a house. Go look at the price of lumber. And tell me that's a high-class problem.
Oh yeah, no, plenty of people. There's a reason why all of a sudden apartments are going up in price a lot more.
Yeah, because at the same time, we need more. We need to pay more people to hire them to do stuff around the apartments. We need to pay more for fixing things and so on and so forth. Which is what I like to call trickle-down inflation. Or just inflation. And mismanagement. Whatever. On Thursday, Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, was forced to explain Clayton's rationale. Yep, no, look. This is terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. Luckily, here in Texas, I haven't had that problem yet.
Also, we've been stocking up since December 2019 when Tim Pool said you should probably start.
Oh, yeah. Lots of canned food, lots of rice, lots of beans, lots of stuff that I can just live off of if worse comes to worse. Yeah, what was this? No toilet paper again, because you definitely need that. Wednesday announcement with the holidays coming up. Okay, now I'm trying to find. Yeah, my advice to Secretary Buttigieg is to stop making it worse and tackle the real issues. Yeah, I wish he would, but nah, that ain't happening. Yep, empty store shelves for cat food. That's sad. Oh, also, start investing in cat food.
Why?
Because a lot of women are hitting that age and they want children, but no one's going to,
Yeah, we'll talk about that some other time.
Yep. But okay, so we're going to go to the next one. Biden's approval crashes to 33%. 53% of Americans disapprove in another dire poll for the president, while nearly 60% fear democracy is in danger of collapse. Well, of course it is. I mean, let's just take a look. I mean, people just go around. Actually, well, there's some other stories in there about how bad New York is getting.
Oh, yeah, the one guy who got stabbed because he didn't want to give money to homeless people. There was the other one about the girl hitting a dude with a hammer and then her boyfriend pulling a gun on him.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Also, the simple fact that we constantly hear about January 6th is as bad as Pearl Harbor. But what about the riots that happened when the Democrats went after Trump in D.C.?
What about the entire year of riots from BLM and Antifa?
Oh, they're nothing at all. Nothing at all. There's no problems here. Which, sad, but at least some people are waking up to it. Continuing on. Like, yeah, as we see from this poll here, people are starting to wake up to it. Continuing on. President Joe Biden's approval rating has dropped to 33% in a new university poll with 53% disapproval. Nice space. Biden's disapproval among Democrats in the new survey was at 14%, compared to 7% back in November. So, doubled in Democrats. That's hilarious that, a ton of Democrats. If you're still a Democrat at this point, you're voting for this kind of stuff, you still believe everything's fine. You still believe that social justice matters more than the economy. Which makes me really sad that you're allowed to vote.
Yeah, I believe there should be a test or something.
There should be. Among independents, Biden's approval. Oh, wait, before we even do that.
What?
New York is going to make it so that illegals and people who don't live there are allowed to vote.
Yeah, you definitely need a test to vote now.
Yeah, but after all, we all know, voter ID is racist, despite the fact that you need an ID to buy a gun, get on a plane, drive a car, buy alcohol, buy smokes, all that kind of stuff. But, voter ID racist. Continuing on. Once again, among independents, Biden's approval is just at 25%, with 57% disapproval. This annoys me. There's no space here, but there's a space there. A new political morning consult survey showed that 44% of voters somewhat or strongly support the job Biden is doing. How much you want to bet? Well, 44%. Yeah, that includes the Democrats, which think they're only 14% approval. Like, Another 53% voters said, once again, space, said they strongly or somewhat disapproved of Biden's handling of the job. Any normal person or people with common sense do disapprove of Biden. Continuing on.
Okay, I'll read this one.
Thank you.
No problem. Biden calls the worst inflation in 40 years progress, because of course it is. We're taking more money from you and giving it to the people who we actually care about.
Our donors?
Their donors. President insists food and gas prices are going down compared to last month and that the 7% surge in cost of living is a global problem. Yeah, it's a global problem because everyone around the world is having to deal with it. At the same time, we went and bought food from H-E-B. The prices aren't going down. Neither is gas.
Nope, it just keeps going up. Continuing on.
Annual inflation hit 7% in December, the highest increase since 1982. So 40 years, exactly. The Labor Department said Wednesday, labor shortage and supply chain chaos are sending costs higher for businesses who pass on high prices. Omicron variant is inflicting havoc on labor pools, spurring shortages and increasing inflationary pressure. Shocking shortages have left grocery store shelves bare, spurring comparisons to the Soviet Union. Oh yeah, remember when they were just putting up pictures in front of stuff?
Yep, or they were only having things like one line deep.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Biden is under pressure over rising prices and for months insisted that the phenomenon was transitory, meaning it's only going to transition to a worse state. Rising prices have wiped out pay increases, and polls show inflation is now a top concern for Americans.
It's been the top concern for a good portion of Americans, but now it's actually affecting the Democrat base, and they're just like, no, but I no longer care about the gender-neutral bathrooms. I care about the fact that I can't afford to live. Oh yeah, the whole thing with Kroger's going on, like, they can't even, like, what was it?
Oh yeah, the CEO of Kroger got paid $22 million. They had like a massive surge in everything. They're doing really well, but at the same time, most of their people need government assistance to live.
Yep, that's how scary this is. You need government assistance to continue living a normal life while your company, the company you work for, has record-breaking profits.
Sounds like Amazon and all tech companies.
Yep. And then I'll read this one. Biden tries to meet Mitch McConnell at the Capitol after GOP Senate leader called him profoundly unpresidential, deliberately divisive, and accused him of calling millions domestic enemies in voting rights speech. He did. Which, I don't like Mitch McConnell, but at least he's showing a moniker of going, yeah, no, screw you. Joe Biden tried to meet Mitch McConnell at the Capitol. Stop came after McConnell tore into Biden, calling his Atlanta speech incorrect, incoherent, and beneath his office, which it definitely was. The two men did not connect, McConnell told reporters. Biden didn't seem offended by McConnell's remarks. I like Mitch McConnell. He's a friend. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's the dementia kicking in, he told reporters at the Capitol. The president's rant, yesterday was incorrect, incoherent, and beneath his office, Mitch McConnell said in a speech on the Senate floor. Biden delivered a deliberately divisive speech. He charged it was designed to pull our country further apart. Because, yes, once again, they have to focus on this kind of stuff because if they actually focused on stuff that would matter, that would hurt their donors, which we know they have to protect at all costs. In his speech in Atlanta, Biden repeatedly attacked Republicans for blocking voting right legislation and accused them of weaponizing the filibuster, which is hilarious because now the Democrats want to get rid of the filibuster, but back in 2017, it was Schumer himself who was like, how dare they get rid of the filibuster? It is evil. We need this. Continuing on. The filibuster is not used by Republicans to bring the Senate together, but to pull it further apart. That's the whole thing. The filibuster is there. So, yeah, he was like, the majority must rule. Well, then that's mob rule, douchebag, which we don't want here. Because here's the big thing. If that were to happen and suddenly they tried to go Australia, a lot of people are going to get killed.
Yeah, I highly doubt the states that are to a very positive would let that happen.
Yeah, no, you can. We've got nukes. We got F-15s. Yeah, but do you have enough people to go around everywhere and make sure the people are doing what you want? No. We see across all these countries. Oh, look, there's the police line. Oh, no, they're getting pushed back by like 10 times the citizens. They can try. It won't work. But continuing on. The filibuster has been weaponized and abused. Yeah, say the exact same thing back when the Democrats were doing it during Trump's thing. Ratcheted up rhetoric comes ahead of Biden's meeting with Senate Democrats on Thursday, where he will personally lobby them to change the Senate rules. Go to hell. Whoopsie. Here we are. No, it's not going to happen. Sorry, Biden. I'm expecting 2022 to be a bloodbath because more and more people, those people who I thought I could never talk to again, who were so blue they would vote for a cup of water with a D on it versus a Republican who actually had their best interest at heart. They're coming to me and they are now telling me, I wish I had listened before. I wish I had paid attention. And I'm like, will you pay attention now? And I give them homework. I give them homework to make sure they're not just like, oh, please help me. I'm like, okay, you didn't want my help before. Prove to me you want it now. But yeah, it's going to get worse. It is going to get worse because here's the whole thing. They are going to try to crack down heavily because here's the other thing. What was it? 26 Democrats are just saying we're not going to come back for the Senate. We're not doing. We're not going to run again because we know we are screwed. So you can bet they're going to try to do everything they can to get the last little bit with the power they have. So, in the end, I don't think the Democrats are going to win for a very long time because of all this. And there's the whole thing. Hey, you guys, you wanna continue being the way you want to? You want to lock down? You want these lockdowns to keep happening and to destroy cities in California and New York? Go ahead. But I also believe that we should make it so that if you move to a different state from a certain other state, you shouldn't be allowed to vote for at least 3 years in local and state politics. Because we don't need you bringing the stupidity that got Biden and Kamala Harris elected here. Leave that where you came from. Anyway, that'll be the end of this little video. If you like this video, then check the like button and subscribe for more.
Insanity.
And I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.